Now, to talk about fuel-saving tips and more, we're joined by Wayne Duvenage from Outer. Wayne, a very good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time. I mean, after 4 months of consecutive declines, sharp fuel price increases will kick in from midnight tonight. What's your reaction?
Yeah, look, I mean, it's never always going to go down. Fuel price has been a lot higher than this in the past. If you just go back a couple of years or so, it was, in the 24, 25 rands per litre. So this is as a result of international matters, international oil prices, and the dollar-rand exchange rates, which are the biggest influences. But yeah, this is time for us to realize that we've got to look at saving and traveling smartly, making sure that we are conserving, because it is a costly item in the monthly budget.
Conserving, traveling smartly, what does that entail?
Well, that entails, just making trips when you really need to, and try to share trips with colleagues if you can. A couple of other efficient tips is to keep your tires inflated properly. Softer tires, lower inflation in tires does increase fuel consumption, and just make sure that you plan your trips and avoid traveling when need be, and don't have a heavy foot on the pedal.
Yeah.
If you drive more conservatively, you do save a lot of petrol.
So these increases come despite the rand strengthening slightly against the US dollar over the past month. What should be understood about some of the key drivers as we reach this point?
What, for the fuel price?
Yes.
Yeah, look, it is the basic fuel price, which is what we land our petrol at. That's about 50% of the total cost of petrol, between 40 and 50%. The biggest drivers are the fuel levies, and they only go up occasionally. They just went up for the first time in 3 years.
Yes.
Recently by 17 cents, because the minister and obviously the government needs more money. That, rather than the 2% VAT hike, I think was the better trade-off. And then you've got all the other smaller levies, the road accident fund, which we know has not been badly managed over the last number of years. Very, very important that we start to bring that under control. But, we've had the price of petrol a lot higher than this in the past, and I think we need to be aware of the fact that it's not always going to come down. So this is the first time in a while that it's gone up.
You mentioned the increase in the fuel levy, which had remained unchanged for 3 years. I mean, what kind of impact does that have, coupled with the latest fuel price hike, on the end consumer?
Yeah, well, as I said, it's going to go up by, if you add in the fuel levy,
yes,
that went up by, I think it was 17 cents. And the current price now going up, depending whether it's diesel or petrol, at under a rand, it does have an impact. So we're going to be going for the first time back over 22 rand a litre, and that's the reality. But May 2024, this time last year, 25 rand and 49 cents a litre. So we've come down quite significantly. But I think we've got to keep reminding ourselves that petrol, when you go back in history, was a very low commodity price. It's not the case, and I think when you're purchasing cars now, you're buying a car with the view of fuel consumption would be a high factor in your purchase price. But we just got to stay below the speed limits, drive conservatively. And hopefully we can get our economy right and make the rand stronger. And if international geopolitical factors stay healthy, we can enjoy lower fuel prices. But that there's going to be these blips now and then.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for weighing in on this discussion, wrapping up that conversation with Wayne Duvenage from Outer there. Of course, as motorists have been urged to brace themselves that the price of fuel goes up at midnight tonight.